students, I hope you had studied the infrared spectroscopy well. You had written the first experiment, that is introduction to infrared spectroscopy, and today I am going to guide you regarding how exactly you are going to interpret the IR spectra, that is infrared spectra. So without wasting time, we'll start with our today's discussion. So first thing, what are the contents in the today's discussion? That is some concepts as well as misconceptions, table value of IR, table value to the IR spectra as well as IR spectroscopy, the big picture, two main things, that is tongues and salts, alcohols and carboxylic acid, as well as some specific example. So all this data I had taken from this masterorganicchemistry.com website, and even though you can refer that. So few concepts as well as misconception regarding the IR spectroscopy. First thing, IR is not generally used to determine the whole structure of an unknown molecule. There is no person on the earth who can elucidate the structure just from the IR spectrum. So what is the use of IR then? So we are going to analyze the functional groups which are present in the structure from the IR spectrum. Second thing, we don't need to analyze every single peak. That is the good news for you. No need to analyze every single peak. What exactly we are going to do? See the crowd of the peaks from 500 to 14,000 centimeter inverse. What is this? 500. So this is 1,000, 500 to 14,000, like about this. So this particular crowd, what exactly we are going to do it with? We are just going to neglect it or ignore. 80% of the most useful information for our purpose can be obtained from the looking to specific areas, that is from 3,200 to 3,400 centimeter inverse, as well as 1,650 to 1,800 centimeter inverse. So this particular region, 80% of the information we are going to get from that particular region. So that is quite helpful region. So IR is great for identifying certain specific functional groups, as I said earlier, like alcohols and carbonyls. Carbonyls, you are aware about the carbonyls, C double bond O group, and it is complementary to the other techniques. So there are several other spectroscopic techniques, so it is going to act as a complementary technique. Next thing, yes, the table value to IR spectrum. It's not the way. I know very well what exactly you did in today's task or today's exercise. You might have referred this table and you started the observing IR spectra which is being given by me and just correlating these values with the table. So every IR spectra whichever was available, so just you took the values and then you took the table values and you just try to complement with the spectra. So don't take the table values first. It is not the way what I want to tell. First of all, you have to observe IR spectra, so that whatever the spectra is given, and then only go for the reference values. Do you understood? First of all, what we have to do? We have to refer the IR spectra. We have to refer where exactly the peaks are coming, at which wave number, and then we are going to observe the table. We are going to observe the table for the functional groups, because in the same region there are several functional groups. They are going to give the spectra. So first of all, observe the spectra carefully and then go for the table values. No doubt we have to refer the table values, but not in the beginning, but in the second step. First step is observe the IR spectra carefully. So this is the way of interpreting the IR spectra. Now next thing, Now we come to know about the concepts as well as misconception. We come to know about how exactly we have to proceed. Also, here is an overview of IR window. So how exactly the IR means the big picture is. The big picture means what is the exact theme of IR is. So even though I had shared this particular image with you people, still you can refer this big picture. So this is the image which is being available with your journal, whatever I had given, that also in that I had included like this. Yes, this is the image which I am talking about. So this image is going to help you a lot. So this particular image is going to give the how the peak shape is, where exactly it is going to locate, and all this thing. So this is the big picture, or this is the main theme of the IR spectra. So this you have to refer every time whenever you are going to interpret. So 500 to 1000, this is the fingerprint region. As in the earlier what I said, we are not going to observe it too much from 500 to 1400, but still it is useful in some cases. Most of the thing we are going to do the refer about around 3300, 3600, as well as 1630 to 1850, like this, as well as this 2100 to 2260. So this is the spectra, this is the region where exactly we are going to focus. Apart from that, two main things, tongues and swords. What is this tongues and swords? So whenever there is a IR spectra regarding the hydroxyl group, they appear in the region 3400 to 3200, or 3400 to 3200 centimeter inverse. As well as the carbonyl group, it is going to show up within the region of 1850 to 1630 centimeter inverse, or the wave number. But my dear students, the shape of these spectra are typical. We are aware about the tongue, the sensory organ. So the hydroxyl groups, they are giving the spectra of tongue shape. So whenever there is a hydroxyl group, refer these are some examples of OH stretching from 3400 to 3200. So these all are OH stretching. However, this is not an OH stretching, it's very small. It is not a OH stretch. So example 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, these are the OH stretching. However, example, this particular region, it is below 3000. We are not going to, or this particular region, it is around 3200, but we are not going to consider it as a OH stretching. So these are considered as tongues. Now next thing, what are the swords? Yes, we are aware about the swords. This clashes of clans, king. So this particular weapon, it is considered as a sword. So this shape, sword shape, it is important for us. So whenever there is a CO stretching, so all these peaks are a sword like. Just now we had seen the sword shape, and this comes around 1630 to 1850, and maximum these peaks are sharp, just like a sword. So this is going to help us. So in the aldehyde, in the ketones, in the esters, as well as in the carboxylic acids, so all these peaks are present, C double bond O. So this particular region is going to help us to decide the carbonyl group. Even though in the today's assignment there are several things which you have to refer, that is carbonyl group as well as OH group. Now there is a little bit confusion in between because carboxylic acid also contains hydroxy group, as well as alcohols also contain hydroxy group. So how exactly we are going to differentiate in that? So alcohols hydroxy peak, they are tongue shaped and they are around 3200 to 3400. However, the carboxylic acid is butanic acid spectra. So this particular peak is around 3000, and this is not in a good shape as that of the alcohol. So this is the main difference between carboxylic acid as well as alcohol. As well as in carboxylic acid, as just we discussed, we have double bond O group, so that must come around 1700. So this is the sword shape is coming to around 1700. So this is going to confirm us that is it contains carboxylic acid. So this is the clue how exactly you are going to differentiate between alcohols and carboxylic acid. Moving towards the next, some specific example, that is CO stretch are in between 1630 to 1830, as well as CO stretches are sharp and strong. And my dear students, once there means there is nothing else show up in this region, so there is no any confusion. If in this region peak is present, so definitely it is it belongs to the CO stretching. So in the aldehyde case, in the ketone case, in the ester case, in the carboxylic acid case, in the amide case, so this is the region. So you can refer the values from the table and you can just correlate with the spectra. So these are the few things which we have to remember. So in the hexanal spectra, yes, this is the CO stretching. Again, I am going to show that. But last point, the spectra which we had seen in the beginning only. So it is infrared spectrum of glucose. So from the information which I had given from the past 10 slides, what exactly you got? So you have to apply this. So this is the spectra. Now I hope you find out these points. So OH 3200 to 3400, as well as there is nothing in this region around CO stretching, as well as there is nothing in the triple bond region, as well as CH below 3000 there is a alkane stretching, that is CH. So likewise this spectra is going to tell us about these things, that is the molecule has at least one hydroxyl group, the molecule does not contain CO group, as well as the molecule likely doesn't have any alkenes. If alkenes are present, then they don't bear any CH bonds. So likewise these are the some findings from the IR spectra. Now we are going to move towards today's exercise. That's what exactly I had given you. So the first task I told you that, yes, observe the given spectra of eugenol, given structure of eugenol, and you have to report the functional group, and then again you have to correlate. So I hope you successfully correlated that. So 3200 to 3400, so this again for the alcoholic group which is present in that region, as well as there is no any double bond O, so that remain, as well as there are several CH stretching which is been in the region of 500 to 1500. Second thing, structure of isopropanol. Isopropanol, you are quite aware about the isopropanol. So this again alcoholic group, isopropanol, yes, it is going to show the tongue or tongue like peak, and this particular peaks are for the CH stretching, and in isopropanol again there is no any C double bond O. Apart from that, the CH stretching which is present over here. Moving towards the exercise 3, observe the given IR spectra carefully and note down the various peak with their wave number and then correlate with the possible functional groups. So this is the spectra of benzoic acid, my dear student. So C double bond O and OH benzoic acid group. So in the benzoic acid, definitely we are going to find out this particular peak, that is a disturbed tongue peak or the broader peak of OH, as well as 1700, 2000, 1900, 1800 and 1700. So it's a very sharp sword which is present, so it indicates the C double bond O and OH, that is carboxylic acid group. So just you have to give the reason, that is why exactly. In the same context, the exercise 4 was given, and I told you that observe the IR spectrum and try to find out the functional groups which are present. So one who had studied this exercise carefully, so he or she might have noted that this particular spectra was given for 2 times. So I help you, my dear students, by giving the IR spectra as well as its structure. So just this is below 3000, and mainly various amines which are present, so they are going to show the spectra below 3000. So the amines values, so primary amine or secondary amine, so secondary amine generally they are below 3000, and this particular spectra is showing the peak below 3000 or around 3000 we can say. So that was for the amines. As well as the exercise number 5, it was given that observe the structures and correlate the which spectra is of which structure. So simple, it was very simple that structure A was with spectrum 2 and structure B was with spectrum 1. Why exactly? This is the structure of ephedrine, and in this, yes, it is also amine. It is showing the spectra around a peak around 3000, as well as it is having some aromatic CH stretching, and that's why it is around 3000. So the CH stretching which are around 2800 to 3200. So CH stretch is around this 3000 and above area. So this particular peak is for the CH stretching. As well as some people having predicted that OH, where is the OH? So if it is in a low concentration OH, so that is having around 3600 to 3670, 610 to, so this is around 3000. So likewise, there are so many things, my dear students. So this 10 to 15 minutes videos is not sufficient to explain almost everything regarding the IR. So the basic thing, just what I want to teach you is that IR is for mainly for the functional group and not for the entire spectra. As well as the tongues and swords you have to remember, and all this OH stretch, where is the OH group is going to show the spectrum, and little bit the information regarding the CH stretching as well as amine stretching. So my dear student, please refer these tables, but before referring the table, first of all refer your spectra first, and then only you can go for the reference of the table, referring the table. I hope you did this exercise quite well. I congratulate all the students who got success in doing this, in finding out the functional group using the IR. And in future, I wish you all the best for spectral studies as well as functional group elucidation. So thank you very much for watching the video.